Get the little lamb to the shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear? A song, high above the trees, with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. A child shivers in the cold. Let it bring him silver and gold. Let it bring him silver and gold. Yeah, yeah. Silent night, holy night. Oh, it's come. Oh, let's ride round the unburdened mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. How they told me they're up above, a newborn king to see. They're up above, our finest gift we bring. They're up above, to lay before the king. They're up above, come now, we're up above. A little baby boy, we're up above. I am a poor girl too, we're up above. I have no gift to bring, we're up above. That's fit to give a king, we're up above. Come now, we're up above. Oh, Santa baby, slip a table under the tree for me. I've been an awful good girl. Santa baby, hurry down my chimney tonight. Oh, Santa baby, a 54 convertible too, like blue. Oh, I'll wait up for you there. Santa baby, come hurry down my chimney tonight. Oh, think of all the fun I've missed. Think of all the ballads I've been kissed. Next year could be so good if you'll check up my Christmas list. Santa baby, slip a table under the tree for me. I've been an awful good girl. Santa baby, come hurry down my chimney tonight. Hey, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Shake a hand, y'all. Come on, come on, come on. Hang on the mistletoe. I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, fireside blazing bright. We caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Whoa, whoa.
Good afternoon, Dominica. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Talk on the Block. If it's on the block, we'll talk about it. It's Monday. Monday, the 16th day of December in the year 2024. We're going to come back right after this.
Eaststar Trading Limited Christmas giveaway is on. Spend $75 or more, get a chance to win one of four fantastic prizes. First prize, a 4-burner gas stove. Second prize, a toaster oven. The third prize, a Vonix cordless screwdriver drill set. And the fourth prize, 10 shoppers will win vouchers valued at $100 each. Purchase items valued between $150 and $199 and get an immediate 5% off. Purchase items valued at $200 or more and get an immediate 10% discount. For purchases of $100 plus, get a large shopping bag free. For purchases of $75 plus, get a small shopping bag free. Loyalty card holders will receive double points when they shop between December 9th to December 6th. Eaststar Trading Limited. We are here for you. And the management and staff of Eaststar Trading Limited extends a happy 2025 to all customers.
New York City and the Tri-State, es que eso party.
It's a party. It's a party.
Follow to Bow in collaboration with Creole Cultural Ambassador Prince Wadix present Winter Wonderland, the Red Edition, Saturday, December 21st from 8 p.m. 112-50 Springfield Boulevard, Queens Village, New York City. Featuring DJ Sniper, DJ Reckless, and the legendary Prince Wadix from What He Call It. Advance tickets $50, $60 at the door. Supported by Q95 FM, the big station. La Grande Famille Créole, toute Dominique États-Unis, New York City, pour attention. Nous camene, Chanel Dominique Joenzot. Samedi, décembre 21, Weber Kozot. Fini pour Piazon. Bon, musique et descente.
This season, decorate like a designer with the perfect splash of color. Whether you're dreaming of a calm combination or a bold paint, only Harris Paints has just what you need. Explore our new collection of trending color palettes by top Caribbean designers and transform your space with confidence and style. And the best part, from now until December 24th, dip to win up to 20% off top quality paints at all Harris stores and participating dealers. It's the perfect opportunity to decorate like a designer for less, only at Harris Paints.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait. But again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Be part of the Blue Box Christmas Sweepstakes, a greenhouse valued at almost $3,000. Become a loyalty card member. Purchase a bill of sugar pot and mix or any size solar floodlight. Don't miss your chance to grow your garden with an amazing prize. Visit us in Roseau on the corner of Hanover Street and Dewey Lane, or in Goodwill, 66 Federation Drive. Promotion ends on December 24th. Call us for more info at 235-3483 or 235-3480 in Goodwill. Bloom Box, your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
Tika Noël, Tika Noël, Tika Noël. Comité pour études créoles qui a présenté Tika Noël à son mouvement créole à ce cube. Get into the Christmas spirit and win prizes on Mouvement Créole à ce cube on Tuesday, December 17th from 6 to 7:45 p.m. Parlez pour 10 minutes sa pause sur différents sujets. Peut-être Noël, Belté la Dominique, communauté ou maman ou papa ou belle-mère ou beau-père. Speak for 2 minutes in Creole on different topics and win great prizes on the Mouvement Créole à Secure. Or sing a Christmas Creole song. We're pour notre section au Powerball, panou anti-cote, et puis gagner cadeau pour Noël, messieurs, mesdames. Noëlito. Ça, c'est pas blague, messieurs. Qui est nous et participer? Cadeau. Par bon compliment to Wit Center, Signman, Tichisel, toute connexion, Pabel, Sarah, Issa, Trading, and up, messieurs. Mouvement Créole, la Soukiou, Tika Noël, Mani de 117, 6 étoiles, Q95 FM, One Station Internationale, bon temps, bon bagaille, match ça ici, mesdames.
All right, Dominica. Not the numbers that persons expected. But people are outside of Parliament when they left. A few more people were joining the gathering there. But But before we get into the meat of the program, we have a special message there from Dominic. Dominic wishes to inform customers in the following areas that the electricity supply will be interrupted today, Monday, 16th December 2024, from 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Portsmouth Central, Zicac, Lagon, Sunshine Street, Cabrit, Bell Hall, Tatan, Gillette, Savon Pine, Mona Louis, Clifton to Carry, Cocoyer, Cottage, Capuchin. This interruption is necessary for the load management purposes. Dominic appreciates your understanding in this matter and regrets any inconvenience caused. Again, I just want to read this message, especially for the people in the north. Dominic wishes to inform customers in the following areas that the electricity supply will be interrupted today, Monday, 16th December 2024, from 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Portsmouth Central, Zicac, Lagon, Sunshine Street, Cabrits, Bell Hall, Tatan, Gillette, Savon Pine, Mona Louis, Clifton, Tukari, Cocoyer, Cottage, Capuchin. This interruption is necessary for load management purposes. Dominic appreciates your understanding in this matter and regrets any inconvenience caused. As I said, a number of persons gathered outside of Parliament. Not the big numbers that you expected, but they're standing. As soon as I got there earlier, I heard the cry, Matt, where are all the people that usually call you on the radio? Where are these people? I guess it's just all talk. But let's listen to some of the voices that were present.
We shall not be moved just like a tree. By the water. I'm fighting for children. Fighting for grandchildren. Fighting for democracy. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's growing by the water. We're fighting for our country. We want the freedom. The police want the powerless. And the police want the powerless again. And the police want the powerless. The police want the powerless. Give us the name of those who want the powerless. This morning, I want to allow them to say they have a want the powerless. 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 Call up your name. Give us your name. Give us the name. Want the powerless. Give us the name. Give us the name. Give us the name. Want the powerless. Want the powerless. Want the powerless.
Member of Parliament, a member of the CPA, Parliamentary Association, a member of PRC, the government and the Prime Minister of different government. We want to invite political parties, leadership, ERC leadership, the bar associations, civil society.
They're not interested.
I'm interested in that. I know where that Satan came from.
So what happened when you entered there?
When I reached at the gate, I mean, not saying the police.
Let's see if we can continue here. Just stick around, Dominica. This is Q 9 to 5 in the afternoon. We, of course, playing some of the voices that we had there outside of Parliament this morning to the afternoon. Stick around.
I don't know about this, where the Parliament is an open place for the public. It's also a different government. Don't invite political parties.
What's the name of those who are powerless? I think that this morning, I want to allow them to say they have a who are the powerless? Who are the powerless? Who are the powerless? Who are the powerless? Who are the who are the powerless? 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 Call out your name. Give us your name. Give us the name. Who are the powerless? Give us the name. Give us the name. Give us the name. Who are the powerless? Who are the powerless? Who are the powerless?
I'm a member of Parliament, a member of the CPA, Parliamentary Association, a member of PRC. Every government and the Prime Minister was a different government. Don't invite political parties, leadership, PRC leadership, the bar association, civil society.
You're not interested in that.
I'm interested in that. I know where that Satan came from.
So what happened when you entered there?
When I reached at the gate, I mean, not saying the police cooperated quite nice. I told them who I am. So you guys, I know you're first you. But I only decided, I don't know about this, where the Parliament is an open place for the public and so on. And therefore, there's a strangers gallery that people have been allowed to go to it and so on. So I say, if you have a list of invitees, once the area, the capacity of the area is filled, then you stop it. But you don't deny people an opportunity to go to Parliament to see and to hear what is being debated on their behalf. So the fact that they put all of these barricades and even preventing former members of Parliament to go into Parliament tells you what they're doing there is evil. What they're passing, want to pass is evil. Because anything that is of people that is good, of good heart, you open to the world. Open to the world.
And then you're saying they have to be challenged.
They have to be challenged. The Speaker of the House can't allow the Prime Minister or whoever to dictate to him to deny the public access to the Parliament. I mean, in my experience, Matt, I have seen people by Parliament standing up. I mean, somebody breaking the law, yes, they'll be spoken to and arrested. But you can't deny people the right to come to the Parliament. There's a real dictatorship. And we as Dominicans must stand up and say this is wrong.
Okay, thank you very much. Standing. What's going on, my brother? Why do you think you're standing? Why are you standing?
Well, I mean, if we cannot stand for democracy, then what do we really have a nation for, right? So it's very important for us to show that we're involved in the process, that we are engaged in the process, that we are making a difference. We have to demonstrate that as leaders that's what we need to do. We have to model that to the citizens. And so we have to be out here today to show that getting engaged in the electoral process is very important to democracy in your country. And that's what we're out here doing, Matt.
All right, well, thank you very much. Let's go to, of course, more leaders. So why are you standing this morning?
Well, I'm standing here in solidarity of the people's plight. Electoral reform, that is what we need, and we need real electoral reform. Not something restrictive. We want something permissive. We don't want nothing restrictive. We want full electoral reform and real electoral reform.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yes.
So why are you standing here this afternoon?
I'm standing on behalf of my country. I want my country to go good. And I want no bubble, no nothing. Give us the right electoral reform.
You're disappointed in the coalition this morning?
Oh, yes. I'm very much disappointed. They're staying behind the phone because no matter who's there. And when you come here, they're not there.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's going to be here. Why are you here this morning? Well, I'm here for one reason only, fighting for the welfare of Dominica. The time has come. It has been too long that the people have been asking for what the Constitution offers them. The freedom to choose a government and to choose that government at will and without fear. And that we have been deprived of since the onset of this current Roosevelt-Skerrit administration. And the people have taken and taken and taken. And I think at this point in time, we have reached the breaking point. And it is time for us to get the long-awaited reforms, real reform to our election system. What has happened over the years, Skerrit has spoiled it, he's taken it, he's stolen from us, and he's using it against us at this point. We have been deprived the opportunity to vote for a government of our choice at times. A lot of people are saying they're disappointed with the numbers there. Well, one might say, well, we're disappointed with the numbers, but I say, we that are here, we are quite effective. And the thing is, you will always have that no matter where the revolution is, the revolution will start somewhere, but it will also end somewhere. So in spite of that, one of these days, this revolution that we've been fighting in Dominica for over 20 years, it will be won. It will not only be over, it will be won, and the people shall be victorious. Thank you very much. Let's move on there. Good.
He tries anything that's unacceptable, he will be in for a shock, a real shock.
What's your take to this one? I know you're refused entry in Parliament this morning.
Yes, I was refused entry. I know the dress code for Parliament. I came prepared to enter Parliament and to sit in the gallery. I came very early, maybe around, I was there about 9:30, 10 minutes to 9:10, sorry. I approached the police right there. I was standing. I asked them, I told them I would like to get into Parliament. They said to me, I can't. I said, why? Because I was a former member of Parliament, I identified myself, etc. And then the gentleman asked to see the supervisor of the police that are sitting there. Then he came, and the supervisor told me they have a list. I said, did you inform the nation by public notice that only certain people will be allowed into Parliament? He shook his head, meaning that he don't know. But he said that he had received a list from the Speaker of the House, and he went through the list about 5 to 6 pages. He looked through it page by page, and he said to me, sorry, your name is not there, so therefore we cannot allow you to enter. While I was standing there speaking to the police, Duncan Stowe, the chairman of the Electoral Commission, walked past, and in fact, he didn't even stop to ask permission to enter. When then one policeman say, hey, somebody entered, they went to him, and there's a look on the list, and his name is there. And there was refused entry to the People's Parliament.
What's your take on, of course, people are complaining about the numbers they see here?
Yes, some people, because people feel that protest or presence must be numbers. That is significant. Numbers important. But what the message that is there is that the government of Dominica, and particularly the Prime Minister, must understand that there are thousands out there in silence. They are going to work because things are hard for them. They can absent themselves from work because their boss has not given them permission to leave work. But we who are here, who are independent and feel that we can sacrifice the time, we are here to show to the government there are persons who are determined that there should be genuine electoral reform in Dominica. And I feel, don't care about the number that is there now. When the time comes, Mr. Skerrit, if he tries to implement electoral reform or pass legislation that is far unacceptable, the people will take action. I'm confident. I am confident that they will come in numbers. And if he tries to call another election without genuine electoral reform, he you might get a surprise in his life.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not Mr. Fair. It's scary.
Larry, stop it! Stop it! My ship, yeah, my brother, ship, come on! Ship, come on! We are not like lamb for a slaughter. The wolf is going away. The wolf is going away and won't be back for many of days. Do not steal our constitutional rights. Burglary is just like burglary, behind the back. Burglary is just like burglary.
Well, you don't have
So what you standing for?
I'm saying for myself first. I must stand for myself first. Because what is happening in the country now is unacceptable. It's unacceptable that the Prime Minister is taking everybody else for fools. Literally saying that you consulted people when you didn't consult people. You consulted people and then do what you want. What kind of consultation is that? Consider consultation. You can say you spoke to people before that, but you can't call that consultation. So I stand for myself first and for the people after.
Thank you.
Some things must change.
Thank you. Sorry. Rosie, you want to hear your standing? Good morning to you.
Good morning,
Why you choose to stand?
We have a deceitful Prime Minister that goes to Parliament to introduce electoral reform bills without letting the people of Dominica know what's in them. These bills are finally out. The draft is finally out, but there's no campaign financing in there. There's no biometric data for our ID card, not national ID card. There's no sanitization of the electoral list. There's no fixed dates for elections and so on. So we are standing because we need those things in the bill. Now the Prime Minister on news this morning said he's going to introduce the bills and he's expecting public feedback. Matt, we've had how many consultations? The ERC has made how many submissions? The Electoral Commission has made submissions. They're not represented in the draft that the government is introducing this morning. So that is deceiving the people. And that's why we're standing. We want free elections, and we shall have it, Roosevelt Skerrit. We shall have it.
Because I'm hearing that Mr. Boston, who is a member of the EMC, was prevented from getting into Parliament.
As well as Mr. Baptiste. Well, they said they have a list. So here you go again. They're discriminating against nationals who dressed well. I saw a guy who has t-shirt. He told me he was denied. I told him he's not properly attired. Yeah. But the gentlemen who are properly attired, they deny them. It's discrimination, it's victimization, and it's also a sign, Matt, that they're scared. They're scared. I don't believe Mr. Baptiste or Mr. Boston would go to the Parliament and cause harm to anyone. Skerrit is scared. And you cannot face the people and the voice of the people demanding what we want. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Thank you.
Scary, don't say none of them all. You check what I say? You say come in my shot. The 16 shot a young man leg. It's like, when I go in my clothes, it just come up. 16 shot leg, the man kick. And I just check it. I put it on to the. You understand? Yeah, man. Too much talk every time I start taking the police. And not going to my police, you know, people. Where's people?
The conversation, you're standing because, let me just put up my, so nobody call me. You're standing because of,
Yeah, when I say the electoral reform and all its aspects are fundamental aspect of our rights, and there is, I mean, you after you pay Dennis Byron all that money and you challenge Lennox Linton about agreeing with the recommendations, you yourself as the Prime Minister and the government is deviating significantly from the recommendations. I do not see any way the government could justify not having the campaign finance reform, which would be a fundamental aspect of regulating the election procedures and so forth, and that is significantly missing in the laws that have been the bills before the House. So yes, madam, standing as concerned citizens movement, we are standing with the people of Dominica to secure our rights and to ensure we can, as you see, my sign is saying that we the people demand comprehensive electoral reform. And we need it now, Matt. I mean, all this, what is happening now is putting delays, but this thing could have been done with long time ago. So I think the government is not playing fair with the people of Dominica.
thank you, thank you.
All right, Dominica, some of the voices there on the ground outside of Parliament. Also spoke to Dr. Thompson Fontaine, who joined the protesters after he left the court this morning. For some reason, I just can't find that recording. But he did say he'll pay me a visit sometime. So, Dominica, this is what is going on there. I'm going to try to see if I can get somebody outside of Parliament to speak to me as to the latest at this time.
New York City and the Tri-State, es que so power.
There's a party! He's a party! Give me
Borough to Borough, in collaboration with Creole Cultural Ambassador Prince Wadix present Winter Wonderland, the Red Edition, Saturday, December 21st from 8 p.m. 112-50 Springfield Boulevard, Queens Village, New York City. Featuring DJ Sniper, DJ Reckless, and the legendary Prince Wadix from Wadi Call Advance tickets $50, $60 at the door. Supported by Q95 FM, the big station. La Famille Koyon, tout Dominique, États-Unis, New York City, pour attention. Kamene, Shannon, Dominique Johnson. Samedi, décembre 21. Wepa Wenkozon, Fini, Pompi Alson. Bon, musique et descend.
This season, decorate like a designer with the perfect splash of color. Whether you're dreaming of a calm combination or a bold paint, only Harris Paints has just what you need. Explore our new collection of trending color palettes by top Caribbean designers and transform your space with confidence and style. And the best part, from now until December 24th, dip to win up to 20% off top quality paints at all Harris stores and participating dealers. It's the perfect opportunity to decorate like a designer for less, only at Harris Paints.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property.
can't wait. For the hurricane can't wait. Till you flood again can't wait. Till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Be part of the Blue Box Christmas Sweepstakes, a greenhouse valued at almost $3,000. Become a loyalty card member. Purchase a bill of Sugargrove pot and mix or any size solar floodlight. Don't miss your chance to grow your garden with an amazing prize. Visit us in Rosal on the corner of Hanover Street and Dewey Lane, or in Goodwill, 66 Federation Drive. Promotion ends on December 24th. Call us for more info at 235-3483 or 235-3480 in Goodwill. Bloom Box, your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
Ticado Noel, Ticado Noel, Ticado Noel. Comité pour études créoles qui a présenté Ticado Noel à son mouvement créole à son cube. Get into the Christmas spirit and win prizes on Movement Creole à son cube on Tuesday, December 17th from 6 to 7:45 p.m. Parlez pour 2 minutes sa pause à scientifier un sujet. Peut-être Noël, belle la Dominique, communauté ou maman ou papa ou belle-mère ou beau-père. Speak for 2 minutes in Creole on different topics and win great prizes on the Movement Creole à son cube. Or sing a Christmas Creole song. Web projection on Powerball, banon ticote, et puis gagner cadeau pour Noël, messieurs, mesdames.
Noëlito.
Ça, c'est pas blague, messieurs. Criez-nous et participez. Cadeau. Par bonne Complimentary Center, Simon, Tichisel, toute connexion. Pavel, Sarah, Issa Trading et Golf, messieurs. Mouvement Créole, la Soukou, Ticado Noël, Mani 217, 6 étoiles, Q95 FM, One Station Internationale, bon temps, bon bagaille, match ça ici, mesdames.
1:44 is the afternoon time. Let's take a few phone calls at this time. I'm expecting, because I left Mr. Dr. Thompson Fontaine at the rally giving support to the soldiers on the ground there. Really trying to get somebody on the ground, but unable at this time. We'll continue. On the telephone, talk to me, yes?
Matt, how you doing today?
Hello.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Matt. How you
Hello.
doing? Matt, how you doing?
Hello.
Matt, how you doing
I'm
today?
here,
Can you hear me? Matt, the numbers don't lie. Labour Party run things in Dominica. There's no opposition right now that could take out this government from office. Let me tell you something, Matt. Listen to me very carefully. I expect your callers to say, you know what they're gonna say? Oh, people don't want to come out, they might lose their job. Nonsense, Matt. Nonsense. The opposition do not have.
So you don't think that there is fear in the country, Mr. Albinois? You don't think there's fear?
Excuse me? Say that again?
I'm asking you because you seem to know better. You don't think that there are a lot of people who will come out and are afraid they lose their jobs?
Matt.
I'm asking you a question. Just be direct with me. Just we're having a conversation.
There's nobody gonna lose their job, Matt. Nobody. When you had that big protest on the Bayfront, nobody lost their job. Nobody's gonna lose their job.
The big protest where? When was that?
A couple years ago.
That was just before the election, right?
No. Yes, nobody lost their job. Matt, my partner Wayne was there in that hot sun. Was Wayne there?
Well, I didn't see Wayne, but I'm sure he'll be around. I left a lot of people there that said they would be there, so I don't know. I can't speak for Wayne, and I'm sure he'll call and, of course, maybe tell you why he may not be there. But a lot of people who said they would be there are there as we speak, and I suspect the protest is continuing.
Matt, was Brian there, Matt?
Which Brian? I never heard Brian's voice talking about protests in the last couple of days, so I don't know.
Matt, I think it's time, no disrespect, but Mr. Bosso, and Mr. Baptist, it's time for you guys to retire. Leave that alone.
So what about you to come down on the ground and help the people in Dominica, Al? Don't you think it's time for you to come down and take the guay like everybody else?
Matt, great question. Do you think it's instead of having a protest, you don't think the opposition?
I'm asking you a question. Don't you think it's time, Al? You stay overseas in the Bronx, you criticize everything, and you can't take the guay like everybody else in Dominica. You agree?
Matt, you don't think the opposition?
No, I'm not answering the question if you can't answer mine. Are you answering my question and answer yours?
Matt, it's Christmas time. You
know? Christmas time. Okay, let me get you out of there. I'm asking a direct question and you can't answer me, you're out. I can't speak for Wayne, I can't speak for Brian, I can speak for myself. I was there giving support to the people, of course, standing by with the people. You're enjoying your ham and turkey in the Bronx and you want to talk about people. Come and take the guay like everybody else are. Come and take the guay. And let's have a real conversation. Talking about retirement, you're going to get to that age sometime. You're trying to laugh at the people there who say must retire. You're going to get to that age sometime. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you?
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt.
Hey, how are you doing? I was trying to reach you to find out just what is going on out of Parliament. You guys have stopped?
Well, not at all, not at all.
Okay.
But this is a people movement. I heard your caller just for about a few seconds. I heard him speaking about there is no opposition, and therefore, because there is no opposition, it appears to me that the gentleman think that there should be suppression. And that is my problem. Because you see, because there is no opposition, the Prime Minister and his cabinet ministers believe that the Dominican people going to be taken for granted. But you heard from Dr. Fontaine, the newly elected leader of the United Workers' Party, handsomely. And Dr. Fontaine have made it clear, and I want to echo his sentiment. And he said it at the gathering near the Parliamentary house. And he said, you know, we're watching how it going. We're watching how it going. But if it continues without the people's choice, it will not be business as usual. And you realize my voice tone have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see, Mark, we have a group of people in Dominica that believe Dominica belongs to them. Dominica belongs to the people of Dominica. All right? Every Dominican deserves to be part of Dominica's democracy. And we have seen a system that has been germinated. The problem is, because of persons like Dr. Fontaine, Lennox Linton, you know, just name it, Mr. Bosso from the Freedom Party, and all the opposition people, because of them, they have not been able to water their seeds. And therefore, they cannot do what they want, even if we are in the majority. A lot of people are victimized, and they've been victimized for years. Some persons just have to pay their little mortgages and so forth, and they will not be in the streets today. But their heart internally is being destroyed by what they see going on in Dominica. And we have to stand up. We're not making noise with the police officers. These are the same police officers who will be going, I heard somebody said it, allegedly going up to Monbruce and do what they have to do. Because we have to understand that democracy must reign in this country. You know, last evening, we had a wonderful delegate conference. You hear the other side talking about it? No. You know why? Because we are civilized. We are a civilized party. We do what we have to do as a people. And we are ready. We are ready to deal with the issues that surrounds Dominica. And I'm asking all Dominicans. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for nation. And I'm asking all Dominicans to step up the game and to be part of this movement. Because if we fail to represent the next generation, we are failing a group of people that will never forgive us. And let me tell you, when young people start to push the wheelchair and start to take out them sticks you walk in the road with, you will realize that you put it on yourself. So while a few of us stand, we stand in solidarity. We stand for democracy. You see, they're telling us about, United Workers' Party, internal. But at the end of the day, we believe in democracy. That's why last evening we had a wonderful conference. You hear none of them talking about it. None of them are talking about it. And as we speak, I believe Dr. Fontaine is on his way to your studio. And Dr. Fontaine is on the ground. And Dr. Fontaine is going to lead this party and to do whatever he can with his capacity to ensure Dominican democracy lives. And Mark, thank you for the work that you do, because sometimes we make, all kind of comments with those that are trying. But I want to thank you personally, and I want to thank the management of Q95, because this is the only voice that we have. And of course, Mo and Loftus and all those who continue to help out in the way that they can. All right? So what this guy is saying, that we don't have an opposition and therefore we should be abused. And therefore, I'm saying to you, the Dominican people must tell him, Pala, because we have people here that are ready to ensure Dominica becomes a democratic country. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you. The same Ronald Charles. Dominica, we're here. I told you Dr. Thompson Fontaine would join us for a few minutes. I know. I think it's almost breathless coming from the Parliament. He has to make the whole round, right? He go across the cemetery and come back down.
The policeman refused to allow me access. I said, do you know who I am? He says, yes, I know. I said, well, and I repeated who I was. I said, he said, he said, what business do you have in Parliament? I said, I'm the leader of the United Workers' Party.
As a matter of fact, I was trying to get it myself, and one police officer, he went to inquire from his inspector, assistant superintendent. He said, I need to talk to the police at the police station. I was wondering, what are you talking about? I said, are you sure? I'm pressed, so I need to get access. When he sees I'm getting a little, tete-a-tete with him, he said, boy, that above my pay grade. Let me leave it there. So I just walked out very peacefully, because, everybody know I'm pressed. Why would I go inside there with, But that's just how it is. I'm trying to make a formal complaint sometime. But police, when you see the press, we're here to give information. We're not here to cause any trouble. I was very surprised that, the guy said, well, I think the press needs an invitation. Really? I saw your press secretary there, as a matter of fact. He said the press needs an invitation. I'm sure Curtis Matthew was there. But Dr. Fontaine all said, and I know you're just coming from the site there of the protesters. What's your feel on the ground there?
Matt, it was good to be there, and from here I'm heading back, because we have to continue.
Oh, it continues?
It continues, yes, Matt. We are not necessarily giving up just yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. People talking about large numbers. We don't have probably as much as we would have liked. But in terms of the numbers we have,
the energy is there.
The energy is there. These are people who are committed. There are individuals I met who have been there since this morning from 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
They've not had lunch, but they're standing tall. They're standing strong. So I've been really much encouraged by the energy and just the dedication of the persons I saw. There were several people from my own village of Grand Fond who came down all the way from Grand Fond to be a part of it, and from Riviera Syriac and so. And so I'm very happy to see that, and very happy to see that the people are coming out.
Mm-hmm. So you think they should continue to stand?
Yes, man, we have to, because this is at the center. This is going to determine all of our livelihoods here in Dominica, and people should not believe that this is not going to impact them. Because at the end of the day, the government that you get will be an outcome of whatever legislation is passed. So it's very important for us, because in terms of the electoral reform that we want and what we're asking for, and we really shouldn't have to be going through this, but this government appears to be bent on staying in office at all costs, and they're making this a lot more difficult than it really should be.
Mm-hmm. But Thompson, again, I just want to say congratulations to you. I saw the numbers, and you did very well at the delegates conference yesterday.
Matt, thanks a lot. And I want to say thanks again to the delegates and just the process that we were able to go through, and the confidence that the people of the United Workers Party has shown in me. And I want to be sure that I am respectful of that confidence, and that I'm able to give back, and to meet their expectations. Because what they were effectively saying is that they have confidence in my leadership, they have confidence in my ability to take us through successfully so to the next election.
Mhm.
And that's the reason why they voted in the way that they did. So I certainly will not let them down, and we'll do what we have to do, including the call for electoral reform to ensure that we get into government the next time.
What about those critics who say you should be more militant?
Militant, as I'm not sure. You heard me this morning. It's about
You were there.
Yes, I was there. I was called into action, and one of the things that I did indicate is that we are giving the government time. There's time to change whatever it is that they have, but that we are also prepared to escalate our actions. So it's not so much about being militant. It's about being able to deal with the situation as it happens. And I think you don't always have to be tearing the shit out and so on to show that you're militant. It's about how you lead. It's about how you strategize, and it's about how you convey your message to the people that matters.
Message is important.
It's very, very, very important, and we also need a lot more people to stand up as well. We need a lot more. It's one thing to lead, but you must have people to lead. And so, I would really encourage our people, when there are calls like this to come out, that they do so in their large numbers, because that's only what the government is going to take note of. It has to be that you have a certain number of people that would, in fact, be able to force the change that we need.
Thompson, another criticism I heard early this morning there is, well, yes, he won and he won handsomely, but will he be able to take away that seat there in Grand Four? How confident you are to win the Grand Four seat?
But the Grand Four seat was mine. I heard someone say that, but I reminded the person that I won in 2014. I did not lose the Grand Four seat. The Grand Four seat was taken away from me. I mean, it's very clear. And I need to remind people, and they seem to forget that in a seat that they claim I lost by 4, that I was announced the winner the night before, and suddenly somebody decided that 21 of my ballots were spoiled ballots in a polling station where you had an average of 2 spoiled ballots every election going back to 1970. Suddenly you had 21 spoiled ballots, and those ballots belong to me. So this seat was clearly stolen. And so to think that we cannot win, and Matt, the other thing I was saying, if the United Workers Party is not able to win the Grand Four seat, we can't win the next general election, because in all of the seats that we have not won, the seat that is the easiest to win in terms of the number of votes you have to convert is the Grand Four seat. Dr. Farrow lost by less than 40 votes. I lost by, they claim, by 4. So, if the argument is that I'm not able to win my seat, then we may as well forget about elections, because we are not going to win the general election.
You're pretty confident.
I'm pretty confident, because I'm saying this to say that the easiest seat to win now, in terms of numbers that you have to overcome, is the Grand Four seat. And I am guaranteed that, given the number of persons who have expressed their desire to move away from the Dominican Labour Party, who have expressed a desire to vote for a United Workers Party, I believe that this is going to be one of our easiest seats to win in the next election. But not only that, we're going to win it by a huge margin. And what is going, I think, really good for us and a number of people. And if you go now, take a trip to Grand Four and just ask anybody, even labor rights. They're very excited about the prospect of having a prime minister come from Grand Four
for the very first
for
time.
the very first time in the history of the country. So I think a lot of people want to be part of this history-making moment, and they're prepared, I believe, for now, to forget about their party and to focus on ensuring that happens. And one sure way of doing that is to make sure, of course, that I win the seat. So I don't have an issue with that. I'm prepared to do the work that is necessary. I'm not taking anything for granted. As I said at the delegates conference yesterday, the happiest moments I have in Dominica is when I am on the ground talking to people one-on-one, in their space, discussing with them. These are my happiest moments. It's something I enjoy doing. I like the interaction with people. I don't shy away from it. I love being around people. I love the exchanges, and I've never, even in all of the work that we've done on the ground, I've never had any negative, if you like, activity per se. And laborites are very respectful. When they find out who I am, they're very respectful. They're prepared to engage. Nobody has ever told me, sortila, no pavle, tano, go away. None of that. It has always been a welcoming atmosphere. So, in terms of doing the work that is necessary, I'm prepared to do it, not only in Grand Form, but throughout Dominica to do the work necessary. That's why, Matt, I'm extremely confident in the party's ability to win the next election. And that was my mantra yesterday. I told the delegates, and I believe that helped as well in ensuring that victory. I told our delegates that our focus is to win the next general election. We've been in opposition for way too long. We need to change that. And the only way we can change it is by being on the ground. And that's the reason why I told you earlier today that our priority has to be being on the ground, in the ears of the populace, talking to them, discussing with them, listening to their concerns, and above all, offering solutions to the problems that they have. And so I'm extremely confident of the party chances going forward.
All right. So what about the power rep that you have existing now in Grand for you? Are you disappointed with her representation there?
Not me, but the people are extremely disappointed. I mean, if you hear it from the people's mouths, they're extremely disappointed. They felt that she has not done even as a quarter of what the previous power rep, Mr. Ivor Stevenson, did. They're not happy with her at all. And, in a lot of ways, I mean, for example, she's the Minister of Sports, and then the only basketball court in a sporting village like Grand Fond, where we have a large youth population. On any given day, you can go on the playing field in Grand Fond and you see 50, 60 young people there playing football, playing cricket, playing volleyball. It used to be they used to play basketball, but this court has been down for all those years. And as a minister of sport, she's not even seen it fit to do something like that, even fix a basketball court that will cost very little. And, so there's a lack of interest I've seen on the part of the current power rep in the people of Grand Fond, and they're feeling it, and they're letting them know that for sure.
All right, I'm going to give you a time to, of course, call in, and if you want, congratulate, question Mr. Fontaine at this time. I'm sure we'll have a lot more engagements going forward, but your team is ready.
The team is ready, Matt, and we are preparing every day. Obviously, we have to identify more candidates. We don't have candidates as yet for all of the constituencies, but that is something that we are working very, very hard on to make sure that we have representation in every single constituency. Our whole idea is to be prepared. I think it's important for us to be ready for whatever happens in 2025.
Because I'm hearing that elections may be called around the corner there. They said in December 6th we would have an election, but somebody may have changed their mind.
May have changed their mind and pushed it couple months into the new year. Who knows? It's I think we cannot control that. What we can control is our rate of preparedness and how we prepare the people, how we get on the ground. And that's the reason why I said that we're going to hit the ground running, to be in the ears of the people of Dominica and do everything possible so that when an election is called, we are ready for it.
All right, Dominica, I'm going to give you a chance right now to interact. I have a lot more questions, but all my questions will last for another hour here. But let's give the people a chance to interact with the leader of the United Workers' Party at this time. Good afternoon to you. Talk to me.
Yes, Mr. Fontaine. That's
Good,
for the
good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, nice.
That's your friend Solomon Lynn. I gave an analogy saying that asking the young man allow you to go through and he can join to complete it. And I see come to pass. There are times we have to wait upon God, wait upon God and be not discouraged. So read Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. No thy ways acknowledge him and you direct your path. Things are coming around, but it will take time. But God will fulfill it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Let's move on. On the telephone, talk to me, yes?
Yes, my good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fontaine.
Yes, good afternoon.
My name is Emil Pabensera from Maui, living in Florida. And I would like to give support to Mr. Fontaine to congratulate you on your victory and wish you all the best, good guidance. But Mr. Fontaine, we all know that it's no secret that the party is not totally united. And there's no way we're going to achieve, or the party is going to achieve its goal by one person pulling here and the other one pulling over there. We have to be a united front. You agree with me on that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mr. Fontaine, what is your immediate intention as to how you are going to bring the party together foremost? Because that's the most important thing. The people have to see that the party is together and you are one unit. What is your immediate intention? How are you going to do that? So I'm going to hang up and listen. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. The issue of coming together.
Yes, in fact, it started yesterday. At the conference yesterday, that was one of the major themes of the conference, unity. A lot of people on the floor spoke about it, and we left there with an understanding that we have to do what is necessary. And what is necessary in this case is for the party to come together. I have no doubt in my mind that this executive that was elected yesterday will work well together, and that whatever dissenting voices were there previously, that these would in fact come on board. And and because people understand that it is a waste of time and effort and energy to be fighting each other, and we really have to put all of our efforts together. And that came out very, very strongly yesterday. It was a request by the delegates that we remain unified. And I believe coming out of this conference, we are a much more unified body, and we'll continue to build on that. So in terms of me as the leader, my task now is to ensure that this unity process is continued and that it is strengthened. And I'll certainly be reaching out in the next few days, individually with the members of the executive and collectively as well. We'll be meeting and discussing on the need to continue to move forward as a united party.
All right, Dominic, it's 2:08 in the afternoon. Of course, we're taking your phone calls at this time. I know you want to interact with the leader of the United Workers' Party. One of the biggest challenges as we speak, Dr. Fontaine, is a lack of employment in Dominica, especially for the young people, those who live in college, high school. They wonder, and we see a lot of children are unemployed. We see challenges coming out of the big business down in Caneville, offshore. How do you plan to tackle the issue of the biggest problem, I think, of unemployment in Dominica, if you will?
Matt, this is something that has really concerned us. In fact, when we held the economic conference in June of this year, that was one of the major focuses for us. How do we reduce this high level of youth unemployment? How do we create jobs? How do we create opportunities? And that is something that we believe, and I announced yesterday at our conference, that this is something that we are looking at very, very closely. We have a couple of projects that will be able to generate some jobs in 2025. But beyond that, we are looking at really substantive jobs. That would mean a revival of the agriculture sector. It would mean a revival of the tourism industry. It would mean a revival of our manufacturing sector. But that can only be done with good planning. And this is something we can do a little of now, but it will take us to be in government to be able to turn everything around. But I can tell you, I feel the pain of countless young people in Dominica who simply cannot get an opportunity to find work in Dominica. That is a huge burden. And that is something that we're paying a lot of attention to. And this is something that we believe we can actually be able to sell to the Dominican public and get them to understand that we are concerned about them, that we are working on plans to provide those kind of jobs. And our major theme as a party will be, when in government, to create those jobs. But even before we get into government, in whatever time we have left in 2025, the idea is to work on different projects that can begin to demonstrate our ability to do just that. And that is to
What
create
about
jobs.
the NEP? Is a major quote unquote factor for the Labour Party in terms of their winning legacy. They keep that group together, but it's not sustainable. How do you plan to address that?
Yeah, the NEP is not sustainable. So what you will find is that we will do, when in government, we'll certainly refocus in terms of the focus on this particular employment program. We would want people to be employed in sustainable work. So, for example, instead of having somebody just out there, let's say, weeding or just cutting the grass, probably that person might be better served if they're in a factory setting where they can now create a product that can be sold. If they're out there cutting grass, what about this particular person instead being able to help a farmer plant some banana trees that can then be sold and make money? So you have to find ways to become a lot more creative than we have seen in this particular program.
I heard the prime minister saying recently that we don't have production in Dominica, production factories, because the electricity rates will be high.
No, I mean you can build a factory shell if that's a problem now. You can build a factory with a solar panel and do an initial investment in solar, and you have the energy that you need to run the factory. So
So this is a poor excuse.
it's a very poor excuse. It's a poor excuse for doing nothing over 24 years. I mean, it is clear. I mean, and that's one of these things that surprises me most is you have a government that has done so poorly over so long a period, and yet they're fighting in parliament to stay in office. It makes no sense to me.
You think they have lost all their creative ideas, Thompson?
I think so. If they had any, it would have come out already. We'd have seen it being exhibited, but we have not seen that. We certainly have not seen the creativity. And the NEP is a good example of that. No creativity in this, no thinking at the back of it, and no ability to revive the agriculture sector, revive manufacturing. And these are the areas you need to focus on if you want to create jobs in this economy.
I know economics is your strength, Doctor. What is the status of our economy at this time?
Dominica economy is in a virtual state of collapse, and we know that
You
because
say collapse?
collapse. Yeah. It's a collapsed economy. A collapsed economy because it is not able to create new jobs. No new jobs are being created in this economy. You have very high prices for consumers. You have a situation where you have a very small number of people working, so really high rates of unemployment. So you have high unemployment, high inflation. By that I mean you have high prices on practically every commodity. You have the fact that the government itself has issues with financing of its activities. So that's an economy that certainly is in a state of collapse, it would take a major effort to get this economy back on stream. All right, but it can be done. We've planned it out in our economic conference. The information is there, and when we assume government will be able to use those plans to move forward very quickly and very effectively.
You keep repeating when. It's like you're so confident about it.
Matt, I have no doubts in my mind. Absolutely no doubt. I think after 24 years of this Labour Party government, the people of Dominica, they have had enough.
Fed up?
They are completely fed up. People are prepared to vote against this government. They understand that it is not working for them. It is not. I mean, very few people, even persons with jobs. I mean, the public servants who have jobs, they have not gotten pay increases in probably 15 years. I mean, imagine you're working at a job for 15 years and you have not gotten a single pay increase. It means that if you were making $2,000 15 years ago, this $2,000 is now worth about $700 today. All right. The same $2,000 you're getting, but in terms of what you're able to buy, what you're able to purchase, is roughly $700 in terms of value. So, I mean, it's unthinkable, that you have that situation. So even where people are working, they have issues. No new jobs have been created. You have this massive unemployed numbers. So people are ready to give this government the boot, and I think they will.
What about the incentives for the public officers who you just stated there have not gotten any increases there for the past 15, 20 years?
Beyond the increases, Matt, there is also the issue of promotions. There is also the issue of appointments. For example, we have our teachers who have been acting for many, many years. You have nurses who are student nurses for 7, 8 years, for a long period of time. You have all of those situations where people who should be permanent workers are still temporary workers within the government system. All of that needs to be fixed, but the government is not able to fix it because it would involve an implicit pay raise. Because if you're going to, for example, convert somebody from being a temporary staff to a permanent staff, that would imply some wage consideration. So all of that is at a stalemate. So as a United Workers' Party government, we would ensure that public workers, in fact, one of the first tasks of our government would be to have a review of the current public service to make sure that all of the individuals who have not been promoted You have a system by which those promotions will take place. You have a system by which you can ensure that teachers get their appointments, nurses get their appointment, police officers get their appointment. And more than that, Matt, you have a system that will allow people, what do you call a merit-based system, so that people are not rewarded based on their support for government, but they're rewarded based upon their performance. So people who are performing, they'll be able to rise, move up the ladder, and that is something that we will put in place because we believe in fairness. We believe that if you're going to build a society, if you're going to build a society where people are anxious to get to work and contribute the efforts and energy, that they must feel that they've been treated fairly. They must feel that they have a chance, if they work hard, to get rewarded. And that is what we will infuse in this public service. So there's a lot of work to be done. And I can't wait, Matt, quite frankly, to start that work.
You can't wait.
I can't wait. I mean, I have to wait, but I can't wait.
Somebody's saying there, just aside there, somebody's saying, ask Thompson Fontaine if the people who voted yesterday were paid to vote for you. I think it's a side, but a question of people who were paid to vote to keep you in as leader.
People were made to pay to vote.
That's what parliamentarians. I think Mr. Blackmore. They just quoted him as saying that people were paid to vote.
If I had money to give away, I'd not give it away for buying the votes. I would give it. That makes absolutely no sense.
I don't know why Mr. Blackmore said, according to the reports there. 217, hello, talk to me.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Matt, how you doing?
Good afternoon to yourself.
Thompson, to you, my brother.
Yes, good afternoon.
You and I have crossed paths before. I always remind you who I am. But it doesn't matter who I am. What is important is who you are, my brother. You are the man to lead the country as it is right now. I've always made my opinion known of Mr. Linton, but with you in there and Mr. Linton as the president is the same thing. So the country is in good hands. All the naysayers who say what they say about you, I know you on a personal level shortly, and I've met you and spoke to you, and I'm the kind of person, when I speak to people, when I meet people, there's a God-given innate ability in me that I can see people and talk to them and feel their vibration. And when you could feel people's vibration is good vibration, I could say I would put my money on you. So, my brother, don't fear. And I think a lot of people are rooting for you. A lot of people are rooting for the country, most of all, because they want to see a better Dominica. Now, I just want to address something that Matt said a while ago when the Prime Minister talking about we don't have capacity and all that stuff. Let me say to all those who knew Dominica before Roosevelt scared, Thompson, you might know. Matt, you might know, but I don't know if all you guys know. Dominica had Bello factory. Dominica had Dominica coconut product. Dominica had an ice factory, a juicy factory, a Coca-Cola factory. Many farmers who would make banana on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis when his boat would come to Dominica and you could barely get through Fontaine. These kind of things were there long before Roosevelt decided he going to sell passports by the truckload. And Dominica never had to beg no one for nothing. Dominica made its way before independence and after independence. And when someone like this guy come in and destroy the country, and now he claiming we don't have capacity, have a China man come in front of our people's face and degrade them, tell them they can't do it, they don't have the qualification, they're not fast enough, they're not good enough, and this thing, you destroy your people's livelihood. And what you're doing, you're sending maybe after them. The next thing you know, that the people start to believe it. Why I say to my people, don't fall for it. Go with the winning hand. It is the UWP. I'm not a member of the UWP. I've supported and I will continue to support because I want what's good for Dominica. Because, Matt, let me say something to you that your friend calls all the time from New York. Al Benoit. That's the guy name I heard him. I don't know him. But I'm going to say to you, this guy is an antagonist. An antagonist is always one who wants to start things, try to create an issue where there is none. He want to talk about everybody else. He want to talk about Mr. Linton, talk about this one and come up with all the negative. Man, this guy, you did him righteousness today. You ask him a question, he can't answer you, hang up on him. People like him and Mills, if they cannot come to your program, Matt, and make a contribution, and they cannot have a conversation with you, a back and forth. You ask them question and they answer. They cannot do that. You do the right thing. Let them go, because this guy sits in New York where he can leave his job today and go anywhere around the city and find 5-10 jobs. The people in Dominica can't do that. Okay, I could do it. Most people in America today could do it. And we out here, and we would like to see somebody hold a foot on people's neck. And we call down there talking that nonsense. I'm not one of them, and I wouldn't support any one of them who does that. That's why I'm calling him out. Because what he is doing, I don't know what is the issue, why he's so hell-bent on having Roosevelt scared on people's back in Dominica, but he stays in New York talking a bunch of garbage. He needs to go down there and stay down there for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and you will hear a different song now. I'm telling you, Matt, thank you very much for what you do today, yesterday, and in the future. My brother Thompson, I'm giving you all the luck I have in my heart, brother. Love to you.
I will love to
All
you
right.
back. Love to you, Matt. I love what you how you comment or you cornered Mr. Benoit this afternoon there. Just ask all these diasporans why they're not coming back to live under the same perfect government that they are talking about. Matt, it's just the last week of exams, so Christmas. So I'd like to thank the older generation for always stepping out. Many college students might not say nothing publicly, but if you heard the conversations in classes, you'd be shocked on how the majority of people view Skerrit at this time. And Thompson is right. The economy's collapsed because look at the remittances that are coming in. That the economy has started for Christmas. Long lines by Western Union and MoneyGram already, like in Cuba. So much remittances from families was leaving America to Cuba. Donald Trump had to stop it. Let them continue voting Labor. Somebody's saying, well, we see a lot of long lines. Something's not right with the economy in Dominica because a lot of people are now going to Western Union and MoneyGram. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yeah, Matt.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Is Mr. Fontaine still there?
It's right here, yes.
Okay, Matt. Matt, there's a point that, and Mr. Fontaine, good afternoon. There's a point that I'd like to make that doesn't seem to be important. And my dear friend Matt, every time I make that point, he says, will it make a difference? But the fact that we do not have an opposition leader in place, and you're bringing a critical bill like, electoral reform to Parliament, and there's no discussion about putting an opposition leader in place before that comes before the House. That seems to me ludicrous. And that's just another example of where Roosevelt Skerrit is walking on the Constitution. And I believe people should understand we should not allow him to do that. He's already gone too far. And I don't hear enough of it. I would like to hear from Mr. Fontaine what he thinks about that. Thank you.
All right. Maybe you're misunderstanding, interpreting my conversation with you when I tell you what difference would it make. Do you think, answer me, honestly, do you think we have competent opposition persons in the House at this time?
Matt, it doesn't matter as a matter of principle, as a matter of the Constitution. We, the people, making sure that the Constitution, by showing our hood to the politicians, that we will not accept the fact that they are going away from our Constitution, Matt. We have to show our hood and make these politicians understand that they must follow the Constitution.
Let's get Thompson Fontaine to speak to that issue of the opposition and the Constitution. Speak to it.
Yeah, Matt, well, it's very clear in the Constitution that there shall be a leader of the opposition. And even in a situation where the government wins all seats, it still allows for a leader of an opposition. And they would have to employ, as was done in Barbados. One of the members became the opposition leader. So, yeah, so, it is something that needs to be done. And I understand that it kind of deflates the opposition if you don't have a central leadership role there. And that needs to be fixed, and it can be fixed quite easily, I believe.
All right, hello, talk to me on the telephone. More telephone calls, 225. Talk to me, yes?
Yes, good afternoon to you, Matt, and your listeners.
Good afternoon to you.
And I'd like to say good afternoon to Dr. Fontaine. Congratulations again on the victory that we gave you yesterday. Something that we all know that you are the man for the job at this point in time. Matt, I will not speak about that fella you're talking about in America, always calling one. No, these people I don't worry about at all. These are non-entities for me. Matt, we're talking about Dominican economic collapse. Yes, Dr. Fontaine, who is the economist, can tell you. I can't tell this horseman about that. I know a little bit about welding. But Roosevelt carried and his cabal are people who were not even copying other people in school, because there are so many ideas that have come on the radio, to do this or do that. And I'm going to give another one again. When I'm going to start by saying this. When my father went for a man who came from Curacao in the 60s, he went for him in the airport. When the fellow went and he looked at the back of the airport, the wall, he said, yes, where does water go in? They told him to the sea. He asked if it's whole night. They told him yes. He must say, what, all you mad? So Matt, that's what my father told me. The man asked if that water is going to the sea whole night. And this just shows you that we in Dominica can do what I think. Okay, that's just my thought. I believe we can have 3 different bottled watering plants. Having more water, bottling water. Not free, working around the clock with different designs of bottles and different names of on the label, and send them to every flood the Caribbean is that we can do, because we don't have to pay for water. All we have to do is filter it or pass it for that thing, a kind of thing, laser thing to clean whatever it is. That's just so much of a simple thing. And Roosevelt and his cabal, they cannot come across or come and do something like that. That's a simple thing I've been saying for a while. Very simple. So, Matt, we're going all the way. As soon as the election is called, we're going to start building back Dominica from where we left it in 1995.
You think you have to wait until the election is called, or you have to start the work now? 449-3095-96 and 97. Of course, the telephone calls, you can call at this time. Again, I want to just say the number, 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. Somebody, he brought up a point, Thompson, that I don't think we have actually capitalized on as it relates to taking advantage of the water that we have in Dominica.
Yeah, exactly. I think the water industry can be a major industry for Dominica. And I rank it, very closely to agriculture. The same way we see value in agriculture, there's a lot of value in water. And that's a commodity that is in demand across the world. So you can never go wrong.
I've always read that, the next war might be for water.
Yeah, Matt, in fact, only 3% of all the water on the face of the globe is drinkable water in the form that we have in Dominica.
3%.
So 3%, yeah, because most of it is salt water.
So we should take advantage of it.
We need to take advantage of it. I'm not saying we have all the 3%. We have a fraction of the 3%.
Mm-hmm.
But it just shows you how precious a commodity that is. And certainly there is room for major water industry. And I agree with the caller that you can easily have 3-4 bottling plants in Dominica with ease.
An acolyte, again, I'll say that an acolyte from St. Thomas wants to know. I don't know if you said he had a few people from Grand Fond that were there at the protest. He wants to know the number. How do I know what number? Did he count how many? Some people ask some stupid questions. Ask how many supporters you had from Grand Fond. At that protest.
Yeah. Just be sure that there were supporters from Grand Fond. They came to stand up.
Stop asking ridiculous questions, my friend from St. Thomas. 2:30. Hello, talk to me. Yes, 449-3095-96 and 97. I just want to go back to the point as it relates to water and taking advantage of water. Of course, I've heard it many times that you can, get some badges to transport water in the various the regions, Caribbean.
Yeah, Matt, you recall probably about 6-7 months ago, the Antigua government made a major announcement that they were going to get water from Guyana or Trinidad. Yeah.
Yes, Trinidad.
Yeah, from Trinidad.
Yeah.
And this is water, Antigua, the Antiguan government. This is water that they're going to put on barges. And the question that a lot of us in Dominica were asking was, why is it that they're not taking this water from Dominica? We have a better source of water. We are a lot closer, so it just shows we do not have our house in order here in Dominica. That, if I were the prime minister, when I heard this announcement from my friend in Antigua, I would immediately get on the phone and call him and say, "Pan, what you doing? We have the water that you need here in Dominica." But again, this government does not really care about the people of Dominica. By now, that should be very obvious to all of Dominica.
Somebody saying that will Dr. Fontaine allow for 2 terms for a prime minister?
Absolutely, Matt. I believe that is a good thing. I honestly believe that we can even legislate that, 2 terms for a prime minister, as well as having a fixed date for election. I think these are important changes that should be made to our constitution.
It's a fixed date for election.
Yeah.
And 2
Fixed
terms for the
and
prime
2
minister.
terms, maximum 2 terms, 2 5-year terms.
Matt asked Mr. Fontaine if he would invest some of the CBI funds into bringing back the Kubuli factory, and if he don't think that the Kalinago territory should have its own resort, distillery, and coffee factory and products by now.
Matt, but obviously, I mean, the Kalinago territory is a prime example of a failed government in terms of their inability to take care of our original people. It is really sad, and these are suggestions that's coming from an ordinary person. In terms of what can the possibilities that exist that you could do within the Kalinago territory. But any government that cares deeply about its people would be thinking along those lines. We don't have that, and that's the reason why we need that change of government, and we need it like yesterday.
All right, Dominica, are you there, caller? No, I think we missed that call. Let's try this one. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Yes, good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Fontaine.
Yes, good afternoon.
Matt, you know well, Gaston Brown would not ask Kerry to buy water or to give him water because he knows Kerry doesn't work. He will not do nothing. He's lazy. He would get the report and don't do anything. All he does is sit down in office and just check for the next date of election. So he knew what he was doing. Thank you.
All right, somebody again is asserting that as long as we get proper electoral reform, Dr. Fontaine will be our next prime minister.
All right, so this person agrees with me that we are going to be the next government of Dominica.
And a constituent there, a senior constituent there from Grand Forks says, yes, Mr. Dr. Fontaine will win the Grand Forks constituency.
Hands down. Did he add hands down?
Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Yes, good afternoon, Madam Mr. Fontaine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I would like for when Mr. Fontaine win by the grace of God that he utilize all the abandoned buildings in Roseau so that he can have it rented for the locals of Dominica, because a lot of people cannot afford to pay rent, and they in cars, they buy the road, and they just cannot afford, and it's the Chinese and have those buildings in Dominica renting, and our people are suffering. So when you become the prime minister, the next prime minister, I would like you to look into that, please, and try to create, get buildings for Dominicans to work so that we can live a better life and take care of ourselves and our family. Thank you.
I'm happy you brought that up, Dr. Fontaine, because would your relationship with the Chinese change? What would your, in terms of foreign relations? What would that be?
Martino, I was tempted to relay a conversation that I had with the Chinese ambassador, but I will not, and because I just don't think it is proper.
Okay.
But I will tell you what my thinking is in this.
You mean recently?
Very recently, yes. But I'll tell you what my thinking is on this in terms of the relationship with the Chinese government. I think is a relationship that can be beneficial to our country. But I also believe that it has to be a relationship that is to our mutual benefits. In other words, we must be seen as a sovereign country to be enjoying as much of the benefits as our Chinese friends are. So what I mean by that is for example, any contract between either Chinese firm or Chinese government would have to ensure that there is something in it for our locals. So, for example, I would not have a situation that exists now with the building of the airport, where you don't have much more local participation in that project. I would ensure that there's a certain percent of that work that is set for locals, and when you cannot find locals, then you move outside. So that would be one of the most important things, So the relationship as it exists now, I don't believe that we are getting the maximum out of it. And I believe that there is a lot more, a huge imbalance, a trade imbalance, even in terms of the amount, the outflows that we are seeing out of Dominica back into China. That's an imbalance there. And I believe that we are not fully exploiting this. And that's the other reason why, people are talking about, Matt, just putting anybody in government or as prime minister. When you're the prime minister and you don't understand the way the world works, you will sign MOUs that work against your interest. You will sign contracts that works against, because you simply don't understand. You don't know that it can be done differently. And that's the reason when I hear people say, oh, Mr. can be prime minister, or this other one can be prime minister, no. Yes, you can be prime minister, but the question is what quality of prime minister you will be. And we've seen it in this prime minister that certainly this was an individual who went basically, on a dance of his own, and has shown that his inexperience led to a lot of mistakes. And that is something in my discussions I've been very clear about where I believe our relationship should be. As I said, I will not discuss the details, but I'm giving you an idea of where my head is, what my thinking is in terms of our relationship with the Chinese. And it has to be one of respect, of mutual respect, but it also has to be one of mutual benefit.
Let's just say, if you were to be asked that, I'll ask you the question: what would be Mr. Roosevelt's scary legacy as it relates to Dom as a young prime minister?
His legacy would be one of, I think what most defines me, or Mr. Scarrett in my mind, is his legacy of stealing elections. I think that's a legacy, a shameful one that will dog him all his life, and the history will record that this is a man who realized that the favor of the country had left them, and who decided that the best way to remain in office against the best wishes of the population were to steal those elections. And I think that is his legacy. It's not a good one, but that's what when you ask the question, that's what jumps to mind first and foremost.
Stealing of elections.
The stealing of elections.
More telephone calls 449-3095. Are you there, caller? Are you there? Yes.
Yes, I have another question for Mr. Fontaine again. Now the JXP program, when children used to do it, it was better for them because there used to be a lot of dropout, and then we have a lot of children that are very skilled in doing artwork, cooking, etc. So I think he should reintroduce that program back in the school, because instead of having high drops, students dropping out from school, that would be a good program to have them so that we can have more skilled persons in Dominica.
All right, caller, thank you very much. Somebody saying, if you get into office, would you make the MOU between China and Dominica public?
Absolutely, Matt. It should be. It should be a public document, because this was negotiated on behalf of the public. You cannot be doing the negotiations on behalf of the public and you don't tell the public what is in there. I think that is a big insult to the conscience and to your own people. It should never happen. It should never happen that you sign a contract that the people of Dominica don't know what's in there. It's wrong.
2:39 time is wrapping up there. Hello, talk to me. Yes. Good morning.
Yes,
Good afternoon.
Matt. Somebody
Yes.
told my son there about the MOU. I believe that's one of the first things we really look at. Dr. Fontaine will look at, and to find out whether it is in our benefit. We need to know what is in that MOU. And I would like to tell the person who asked whether anybody paid Dr. Fontaine paid anybody. I have not been paid. If he's paying anybody, I got to start looking for him money. Good afternoon.
Hello, talk to me, 449-309. He has my full support now that you said you're going to expose the MOU. Yes, he has my full support now. Somebody say, hello, talk to me. What's the people's
Matt,
business?
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon again, Matt. Good afternoon, Mr. Fontaine. You see, the deception of Roosevelt Scarrett that he has used for stealing elections, but besides that, taking advantage of the poverty of Dominicans. Definitely taking advantage, the handout, the idea that you're giving houses to people who need them, but yet they don't get a title, and you can have them as a slave to you because they don't have a title. They cannot change their mind about their support because they don't have a title. That is taking advantage of the poverty of people. If they had a title, they could be more independently minded, and if they felt that your government wasn't right, they could change their idea about who they want in office. But you can't do that when you don't have a title. And that is deceptive and taking advantage of the poor. Thank you.
Thank you, too. Thank you. In terms of giving the people the titles,
Yeah, Matt, that is certainly something, the housing policy, I believe,
Yes.
needs a review in terms of how you qualify and so on. That certainly is, and the caller who called earlier about education reform, I think that's an excellent point again. We need to look at our education system. Matt, it looks like this government has fallen asleep over all these years. I mean, there is just so much, if in every aspect, education, housing, the public service, every area that you think about, it looks like it needs some work. It needs some involvement.
Here's a political question. Are you still committed to bringing back into the UWP estranged members who left or were suspended from the party? And secondly, are you still committed to work with the opposition or the other opposition parties to win the next general election?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes?
Yes, yes. Yes to both. And yesterday I made it very clear to our delegates that my vision for the party is one of inclusion, to have a white tent, and to everybody that wants to join us. But at the end of the day, the way you win an election is to have more votes than the other side. And so I'm not going to be turning anybody away. I'm going to be reaching out to every single person that I believe has an interest in working with us, and similarly for the other opposition groups and parties to work with them. That's the only way forward for me.
Hello, 242. Very interesting. Hello, talk to me.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Dr. Thompson.
Yes, good afternoon.
I'm calling to congratulate you, and may the good Lord guide you on this hard road to come. Don't give up. This is coming from one of your top ladies from Florida with love.
You have her support there.
All right. Thank you, Miss Henrietta.
449-3095-96 and 97. Committed to work with the opposition. Hello, talk to me, yes? On the
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Hi, Mr. Fontaine.
Yes, good afternoon.
You're making some promises here. Be careful the promises you make. You're not yet the Prime Minister.
What promises you think he made and he might regret?
No, I'm not saying he's going to regret. Listen to what I'm saying, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing with persons in Dominica, different personalities, different ideas, and whatever. I am saying, just be careful what you say, because when you get into government or you're the Prime Minister, it could be different. That's all I'm saying.
You said it's going to be different. That's why I'm still challenging you. What
Yeah,
are the
I
promises?
know. I mean, I'm saying what I've said and what I've been consistent in saying throughout is that there's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of reviewing a lot of these areas. I mean, education and all of this. I'm saying that this work needs to be done. And the promise about the MOU, I mean, I don't think I should regret saying that. That is something that has to be done, because I fundamentally believe that this document should not be a secret document, because it was done on behalf of other people of Dominica.
Somebody's saying, please give an account because I need to donate at this time.
Oh yes, okay. Well, we certainly can do that. If probably the easiest way, other than coming to our office, is if you go online to the United Workers Party website, uwp-dominica.com, and there is a donate button. So just click on the donate button, and you can use your credit card or your bank card, debit card, to contribute to the party. Thank you.
I'm getting a promise here from Dr. Fontaine, Dr. Dale Dangben, who says he's looking forward to working with you.
Absolutely.
To improve the health sector in
Dominica. Oh, absolutely. But that's what I'm talking about, being able to reach out to persons who have the competence and the ability. And I think that is something that our party also offers. And that's the reason I'm talking about, reaching out and being able to have this wide net, so you can attract professionals like Dr. Dangleben. You can attract others who really want to make a contribution to this country.
We have a lot of health professionals on the outside.
Yeah, and a lot of them have been denied the opportunity to make that contribution. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the telephone, 449. My telephones are going crazy, Doctor. I suspect we'll have to come back sometime because people want to engage. 449-3095-96. Are you the caller? No, you're not. Matt Thompson does sound convincing. I listen to him, and his whole tone is relaxed, very relaxed. You don't speak in any rough tone, so people are welcoming your tone at this time.
No militant tone, no.
449-3095. All right, it's 246 449-3095 96 and 97. Hello, on the telephone 449. And there's some people also feel that you're not, you need to be a little more vibrant.
Well,
it's mixed, huh?
It's quite big. The person should have seen me outside of Parliament this afternoon.
Yes.
You know, rallying up the crowd. Yeah.
All right. 4493095. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, Dominica. This is our stop on the Talk on the Block. Stick around.
Part of the Blue Box Christmas Sweepstakes. A greenhouse valued at almost $3,000. Become a loyalty card member. Purchase a bill of sugar potted mix or any size solar floodlight. Don't miss your chance to grow your garden with an amazing prize. Visit us in Roseville on the corner of Hanover Street and Dewey Lane, or in Goodwill, 66 Federation Drive. Promotion ends on December 24th. Call us for more info at 235-3483 or 235-3480 in Goodwill. Bloom Box, your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
Dominicans, Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
This season, decorate like a designer with the perfect splash of color. Whether you're dreaming of a calm combination or a bold space, only Harris Space has just what you need. Explore our new collection of trending color palettes by top Caribbean designers and transform your space with confidence and style. And the best part, from now until December 24th, dip to win up to 20% off top quality paints at all Harris stores and participating dealers. It's the perfect opportunity to decorate like a designer for less, only at Harris Space.
All right, Dominica, good afternoon to you. Somebody's begging you at this time to please choose persons to represent the peoples with integrity in the various constituencies and start the process so people can also choose who will be the best to represent them and not like scared to choose for the people. And that's a WhatsApp message. Congratulations again to Dr. Fontaine. And thank you, Mr. Charles, for always bringing the well-needed energy, even if you were not reinstated. But Mr. Charles is now the new Vice President of the United Workers' Party. So he's still in that team, executive. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yeah?
Yes, good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon, Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
Good afternoon to you, sir. Yes, yes.
I had fallen asleep. I didn't hear you when you start talking. What about this case today?
Oh, yes, we'll talk about that a little while. But yes, we spoke about that during the rally. But tell us about the case you were at this morning.
Oh, yes. So, Matt, very quickly, the case has been postponed or adjourned to the 9th of January. The prosecution rested its case today after introducing, as a final witness, the Commissioner of Police, Carbon. He was introduced. He was the final witness today. And after he was introduced, the state rested their case. We immediately, our lawyer, Geoffrey Leighton, immediately requested put in a no case submission because none of the police officers who came to testify were able to point a finger at me and say how I obstructed them. So based on that, but the magistrate requested a written submission. So that will be done, a written submission, and then we come back.
Not even the commissioner that was brought into it?
Yes, the commissioner spoke. Yeah.
Well, you
he
said that
was-
you said nobody was able to point a finger at you.
Oh yes, no. When he was asked, the commissioner was asked, did I obstruct him? He said, no. Well, I was not even there. I was not. I was not on the scene at all. So you wonder even why he was brought in. But again, that's something
So
for
the
the
other witnesses,
prosecution.
did they show?
No, the two other witnesses, which was Seja
The commander.
and the commander on the ground, what they indicated is that they were not able to reach him. They were able to send a summons to the other officer, but he did not show up this morning.
All right, very interesting. I'm unable to get through to the overseas line. I too would like to extend my best wishes and congratulations to Dr. Fontaine, Dr. Thompson Fontaine. I think that where Dominica is now, requires someone like Dr. Fontaine, well qualified and expert in his field as an economist to lead Dominica out of the morass that it is right now. I agree with Dr. Fontaine that his approach is beyond party lines and needs every Dominican to join hands to rescue Mad Dominic. The same point you made earlier. You want to work with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I was interviewed today, was outside of Parliament by an individual who introduced himself to me as a very strong Labourite, but he wanted to talk to me and he wanted to bring the interview that he did with me on the Labour Party website because he kind of liked the fact that I was sending this message across that that people, that we should view each other as Dominicans first, and I think that's very important. You view every single person as a Dominican first, not necessarily as a Labourite or workers or whatever, but as a Dominican. And because of that message, I believe it is one that can certainly turn a number of people giving us a second look at the United Workers' Party.
Congratulations to the next Prime Minister of our beloved country. Thompson does sound a bit different today, and it's quite encouraging. He needs a financial outreach team to raise funds and not depend solely on donations on the website.
Yeah, Matt, I agree. Well, certainly resources for the party is very important. We're going to need lots of resources to run a really good campaign. So that is something that we've already set in motion and will continue to do.
All right, somebody's asking, I think you spoke to it earlier, because somebody else is saying, Matt, so why, with the fact that the police can point fingers at you for obstruction, why isn't this case thrown out just yet?
Yeah, well, it has to go through the process. And the process now is that the lawyer, Geoffrey Leighton, is saying that there is no case for me to answer to. And we'll hear how the magistrate rules.
All right, I think the ERC is saying they're looking forward to working with you as well. 2:53 is the afternoon time. The telephone calls continue to come in, and we're talking with our friend there, of course, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, the leader of the United Workers' Party. And those of you who did not know, Dr. Thompson Fontaine actually taught me principles of business very early days.
Many moons ago.
many moons ago. I think Dr. Dale is expressing the same. We were all students of Dr. Fontaine.
Yes, I told Dr. Dale as well.
Many years ago.
Many years ago.
My best wishes is Mr. Fontaine, lady from Mont John. We are strong. So you have already two supporters there from Mont John.
Yes. Community Mont John. Good afternoon to Mont John.
So that includes Mont John, River-Suric, and West.
And Grand Fond.
And Grand Fond.
Yes.
On the telephone, good afternoon to you. Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, man. Good afternoon, Dr. Fontaine.
Yes, good afternoon.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulate you already this morning, Mary. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you. Bye-bye. We have 5 more minutes. My telephones just can't stop ringing. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Boy, I'm so happy, boy. I keep trying.
I know, sorry.
Good afternoon, Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
Hi. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
That's Michael Timothy.
Yes.
From Kingsfield.
Mm-hmm.
I want to personally and publicly congratulate you. I was never scared that you will not be written as leader, but I called up for and prosper And some of the labor rights was very excited about you yesterday asking me why I not there and all kind of questions. But the point I'm making is that I was never scared that you will not be written as leader. I love you as an individual, and you're a blessed man. Don't make nobody think you're cursed. You're a blessed man. And now let's move to China. In 2004, our prime minister secretly eloped, and eloped not to get married or whatever, but to China. And they came back with 300 million. Reginald Oshry, if you're listening, good afternoon. Or if they're taping it, tell Reginald Oshry, his friends say hello. Millions. And they got 4 fill-up projects. And that is a relationship that's not benefiting the citizens and the Commonwealth of Dominica. So I heard you say you will look into it. I'm very happy. And since we take that 300 million from China, we have nothing to show besides the stadium, the grammar school, and the hospital. But then we are getting loans. As a citizen, Dr. Fontaine, how can I track government expenses since that they lack in accountability and transparency?
You're asking the question? I think it's gone. How can we track?
Yeah, well, some of it is in the budget estimates and, in fact, the supplementary estimates that were recently presented. But, I was a bit shocked. The government presents supplementary estimates to Parliament, and from what I saw, they're only presenting the total amount that goes to the ministry. So they have, for example, the Prime Minister's office, $6 million. But they don't say what the $6 million. I don't understand this. This is bizarre. If you're doing
itemized,
yeah, of course you have to. Within the head of this ministry, you're supposed to say from that $6 million, $2 million was given as purpose assistance, or $1 million went to feeder roads. You have to show that. But to go to Parliament with just the headers and the totals, I was shocked. I don't understand this. How could that be a supplementary estimate? You have to show the itemized spending. That's how you have accountability, and that's how the public can track exactly where their taxpayer dollars are going to.
Good afternoon to Dr. Fontaine. My family and I is with you. Congratulations, Rivier Cyric is in the house. All right. So there's more congratulations messages coming. Agneta Roberts, Grand Force saying the East, where you have our support. Congratulations, Dr. Fontaine. What's the plan to get the young people involved in the movement for change? The UWP seemingly has not been able to capture the young people in recent times.
Yes, Matt, I made this. And in fact, yesterday, I told the delegates that would be one of our priorities, the young people, because after all, that's whom we're in it for. I mean, more than anything else, is the young people of Dominica, to give them a shot at life, to give them a chance to be able to make a decent living, and more importantly, to stay in Dominica and help build the country. So the youth will be a major priority for us in terms of how we attract them, how we go after them. And one sure way of doing that, Matt, is to have a jobs program, as I said, that offers the ability for good paying jobs and the ability for the young people to work, and also our whole education, the way the education system is structured. So, we are certainly going to be focused very heavily on the young people, because we believe that they are what the country needs to build up not only the future, but even the now as well. They're the future, yes, but also the now. Because if you have a good, bright group of young people who are prepared to work in Dominica because the conditions are right, you can see this country move a lot quicker and upwards. So yeah.
Kudos to Dr. Fontaine. Congratulations, Connecticut. Locked in is Sandra in the house. There's a Roy Williams saying hi and hello. Let's listen to that quick message there. Yes, Doctor?
Good afternoon, Matt. Does Dr. Fontaine or the United Workers' Party intend to extend the delegate conference to 2 or 3 years instead of this 1 year, please? Could you ask him that? Thank you.
Okay, that is a recommend or suggestion that has come from different quarters. What I can say to this is that we are in the process of reviewing the party's constitution, and we'll see what changes needs to be made based on the different submissions that we have received. But that will be part of the process of the review. and see what works best for the party.
The former NBD manager, Mr. Julius Cobbett, says, trying to reach you online, Dr. Fontaine, but not getting through. Congratulations to you. You must now build a winning team. That is what he's expressing there. So I think he expects that earlier in the conversation.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. A unified team going forward is what we need.
Dr. Fontaine, I'm sure we'll have a lot of conversations going forward, but I'm going to say season greetings, congratulations, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thanks, Matt, and to your many, many listeners, and to all of you for your calls and your support, and all those who continue to send greetings and who have expressed their congratulations. Thanks to all of you. God blessings. Have a wonderful Christmas season, and let's continue to work hard for this country.
All right, Dr.
And also join us, at the Parliament as well this afternoon.
Oh, you're going back to Parliament?
Back to Parliament.
Back to Parliament.
There, yes.
You continue to struggle there?
Absolutely, Matt. You have to.
All right, so back to Parliament. So if you're thinking of changing your mind, you might want to join Dr. Fontaine as he goes back to Parliament at this time. Dr. Fontaine, it was a pleasure.
It was indeed. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Kyrie FM, the genuine sound of Dominica.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Then you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pocket every month. Plus, now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
How we live hybrid life, living on the hybrid life. We live hybrid life, living on the hybrid life.
Time we know what's phone bill. That's with the contract is a sure thing. How with the new floor plan name? If you don't know about it, then they better slide in. How we live
hybrid life, living on the hybrid life. We live hybrid life, living on the hybrid life. In hybrid life, living on the hybrid life. We live hybrid life, living on the hybrid life.
With Flow's new hybrid plan, postpaid and prepaid come together as one, with no overages, no contract, no deposit, and no catch.
Hybrid!
Bundle up now and get 30 gigabytes of data and unlimited Flow calls for only $55 per month, plus a discounted smartphone.
You see the new phone plan that Flow made? You could turn postpaid to prepaid.
Hurricane season can be unpredictable, but your business doesn't have to be. In the face of adversity, you need a partner that goes above and beyond. Choose the path of resilience and certainty with CNW Business. Through disaster recovery as a strategy solution, CNW Business will safeguard your critical data, maintain seamless communication channels, and help you bounce back faster than ever before. Visit our website, cwcbusiness.com/myopenbusiness to learn more. Remember, a safe business is an open business.
Rosso, you are now fiber ready. Enjoy faster speeds and bigger savings on Dominica's most reliable network. Sign up now or upgrade to a Flow Fiber internet package and get 1 month free internet service. Add a postpaid mobile to your package and save 50% off your mobile bill every month. Plus, get a smartphone absolutely free. Rosso, are you ready for the Flow Fiber fast internet experience? To build speed, visit the Flow flagship store or call 440-3569 for more information.
When a stroke occurs, you have 60 minutes to win or lose the race of your life. There are new treatments, but you must get to the hospital fast. If you suddenly feel weakness on one side or have trouble speaking, walking, or seeing, it could be a stroke. Call 911 or 999. Get to the hospital because how you spend the next 60 minutes could determine how you spend the rest of your life. Stroke. Know the signs. Act in time. A message from the Reasta Foundation in partnership with Flo Dominica.
Roots Rock Bar and Grill presents Reggae Night Wednesday, each and every Wednesday, featuring selector urban and special guest DJs, 9 p.m. till very late, featuring specials. Roots Rock Bar and Grill in Tata. See you there.
When I reach any party, everybody don't know. Oh, oh, oh. If you think I'm crazy, it's the music that got me so. Oh, oh. When my party people, throw your hands in the sky. I. All my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe with your hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them. Happiness when we connect. Smile and cheer because it's me so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Independent ladies, step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. Fellas, are you ready? Step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. When my party people, put your hands in the sky. I. Come, my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe. Put your hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow, it's love. Yeah. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Happiness where we connect. Smile and cheer because it's me so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness where we connect. Smile and cheer because it's me so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere.
Hello, welcome to Flow.
Like we always do with this time. Go for mine, outcast to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. Go for mine, outcast to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky.
Hey. Won't even get pulled over if they new feed. The good life, don't wanna live the street. They say the best things in life are free. The good life, it feel like Atlanta, it feel like LA, it feel like Miami, it feel like NY. Summertime shy. So I roll the good, y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood. And she got the good, and she got that. I got the hood. Sorry. It's got to be cause I'm seasoned. Haters give me them salty looks. Sorry. Told me don't hear switch the style. I think if they hate the style, they can watch the money down. Like, come for mine. I got to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. Come for mine. I got to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. Keep my gun in my jaw, duck in the stand news. I'm mostly stepping with scars, I know it's bad news. This life had left me so scarred, I know it that's true. Remember, tongue got so hard, I got it tattooed. So, I ain't in no shows, we make some bread. I gotta keep the family fed. Look, just talk to us about the feds. I ain't gonna lie, he had me scared. I feel him coming, I'll keep on running. Here we go down bad, keep